Hello, everyone. Today I want to share what I have learned about going through grief and loss. Anyone who has lost a loved one can understand the pain of grieving of the loss of a loved one. The sudden impact hits you without any warning, causing you a deep seated pain that exhumes from the innermost part of your soul, inward and then upward in sorrowful groans when knowing that the person you love is gone from this natural world. Although their pain has ceased and they are no longer suffering, for those left behind is different. It leaves an empty void of sorrow that is imminent in shift of crying spells, memories, triggers may manifest in the form of the smell of food that they liked, a cologne that they wore, sports that they enjoy watching, listening to a song, and many other triggers that reminds us of the person that we lost. It is a process that we are not prepared to deal with or know how to. It causes such unexpected disruption in someone's life. As the bouts come unexpectedly and without warning, and this is part of life, it's a normal process to grieve and experience sorrow. No one can take it from you or can expect you just to stop immediately or for it just to go away, as everyone deals with grief differently and heals differently. So, what is grieving? The Greek word for grief and grief is lupe, which signifies pain of body and mind. The pain caused by grief causes deep pain and sorrow that causes the soul to grieve. Grief and mourning is associated with experiencing the death of a loved one. If you have not yet experienced it, then you will not be able to fully sympathize or empathize with those who grieve. When you sympathize with someone, you share in their feelings of the grief. And when you empathize, you fully understand those feelings and feel it at a deeper level. It is just that simple. The Bible provides several examples of grief and grieving and mourning. One that stands out is found in Genesis 23, verse 2. When Jacob mourned for Joseph, the Bible states that Jacob changed into mourning clothing and that was customary to do so when grieving the loss of a loved one. As a sign of respect, Jacob wept for Joseph. Grieving involves a display of emotional pain through tears, and it's unavoidable because the tears just flow freely, releasing the pain. We understand that grieving is a necessary process to bring closure to the person when someone close has left this earth. The reality of not ever seeing a loved one in their physical body, but just through the memories of the moments that they share. It is so important to make amends and forgive and have one last conversation with the person, because if you don't, you will feel regrets of missing out on the last conversation or not having the opportunity to ask for forgiveness or making amends. I thank God and I feel so blessed that I was able to share a long conversation with my father 6 months before his passing. To the person grieving, the process leaves them emotionally exhausted, drained, and often confused, or even questioning or lacking the ability to accept the reasons as to why they are gone. They left. God took them, and He alone knows why the life expired on the date and time in which they did. For me, the only way to grieve and heal is by me speaking about it, on how to deal with it, and speaking about what works and what doesn't. Today, I choose to share some things that I have learned about grief. Before you approach a grieving person, you must ask yourself, do you care about what they are feeling? Do you truly feel sorry or feel empathy? Because if you don't, there is no need to contact the person or even attend the funeral. I have to be real, as it will be obvious that if you are there just for obligation and not for a true heartfelt reasons. Rule of thumb, it is some things that you can feel when someone expresses a heartfelt condolences. You may want to learn and know how you can be supportive. There are ways you can be supportive. You can call to pay your respect if you feel prompted to and ready. You may say to them, I understand that you are hurting and you are in pain. I do not know what to say, but I am here for you. Or if you need someone to talk to, I am here. Number 2, be present, truly present, and just be supported by just listening with intention. Number 3, ask them if there's anything that they need during the difficult time. They may very well need some assistance during the process because they may feel unmotivated, confused, or emotional distraught. Be a positive encourager and try to engage them to go out for a walk, to clear their minds, or to ask if they need help with something around the house. Being supportive could just be as simple as dropping off a meal for the family, or flowers, or helping them run some errands. This assistance will be most appreciated and God will bless you for doing so. Number 4, you can ask them if you can pray for them, for God to give them His comfort and peace during this difficult time. Prayer works in promoting healing for the person. And ask if there's anything else you can do to be supportive or make them feel better. Lastly, in Matthew chapter 5 verse 4 states, Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And in John 11:35 states, Jesus wept. This demonstrates that nobody is exempt to experiencing sorrow or grief, as Jesus himself wept for Lazarus. In times of grief, that is where you know and find out who your true friends really are. Hope these words are encouraging and helpful. God bless.